Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and the patch is coming. How many days is it from now? 2 days from now? That's nothing. 2 days, and I think we're getting a new hero and hopefully a massive patch, which I'm really excited for. A lot of videos that are going to be coming onto the GameLeap website, which is linked down below, and obviously to this YouTube channel. So yeah, let's get into today about what I hope they add to the patch. We're going to be going over 5 heroes that I think should be buffed in general, and then 5 spells that need buffs. Yes, 5 specific spells rather than the hero overall, and I'll talk about why I feel that way. And without further ado, if you guys could smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, you know, help us out. We post here every single day. It really would mean the world. And alright, let's begin. Most of all, if you're looking for more Dota content, you really like what we produce here on YouTube, and it's, you know, you just want to watch more of it and learn more about the game of Dota, click the link down below, sign up to the GameLeap website. We post there every single day, and there's a whole library of videos for you guys to check out that have been made recently and over the years. So the first hero is PUDGE. Yeah, you heard that right, PUDGE. I mean, even though he does have a really high pick rate still, and his win rate isn't horrible, the reality is, in any sort of high MMR game, the hero is unplayable. It's unplayable. It's got an offlaning stage. Its mid-game is mediocre at best. Sure, it scales relatively well if it gets items, but in order to get items in Dota, you have to be getting kills and killing creeps, and PUDGE can kill creeps, but I don't know, it's a bit weird as a support. And this hero is actually a lot of fun. I mean, I love playing PUDGE. I really do. He's one of my most favorite heroes in Dota. He really is. Like, this hero is a blast to play, unless you're getting blasted yourself, because then he's just completely useless. I don't know, this hero, like, if you fall behind with PUDGE, it is so bad. The only thing you're good at is, like, hooking people under towers, which is, it's so unreliable. And so, nonetheless, what I hope they buff about this hero, so I really hope they buff the hook a little bit. I just think that it's what makes the hero fun. It's what makes the hero viable. Lower the cooldown by like 5 seconds. And I know for a while, there was actually a patch where PUDGE was getting picked, and it's because Meat Hook was like a 15 second cooldown at level 1, something like that. I just think they should revert back to that. Give PUDGE a little bit of light of day. I mean, it's been a while since the hero's been legitimately good, and I don't know, I just think it's cool for the game to have PUDGE as a viable hero. Next up, number 2 for the heroes is DAZZLE. Dude, why would you ever pick DAZZLE? Why would you ever pick DAZZLE? The hero's landing stage is meh. It's just alright. It's not great, right? You know? Certain heroes just completely counter it if they have a purge, right? You just purge Poison Touch. And on top of that, why would you ever pick DAZZLE over Oracle? Why would you ever consider that? If you lock in DAZZLE instead of Oracle, you are actually out of your mind. You are out of your mind. Because Oracle has a save, but it dispels and actually keeps them alive and for longer, and it has good cast range at level 1, right? You can actually use it early on into the game, and it just lets you do stuff, right? Oh, right, by the way, it's a hard purge, right? So it dispels stunts, right? That's pretty good. Now you compare that to Shallow Grave, and yes, Shallow Grave is a normal spell that can go all the way down to like a 7-second cooldown or 8 with the, you know, cooldown reduction from DAZZLE's ultimate, but at the end of the day, it's just not good enough. And then you get some armor reduction on your ulti, but it's like 2 per spell. 2? That's it? 2? I mean, you only have 3 spells, and yeah, they're low cooldown, but you're support. What are the odds as a position 5 DAZZLE, you're gonna get like 8 rounds of spells off? Not that high against any competent players, right? And so, I don't know, the hero has no stun. Its slow is mediocre, its save is mediocre, the heal is mediocre, its ultimate's mediocre. There's nothing good about DAZZLE. Then we have WARLOCK. He's actually, I love playing WARLOCK. Fatal Bonds, I don't know, there's something so spicy about Fatal Bonds. This spell, I don't know, there's not a more satisfying spell in Dota than Fatal Bonds. It really is just, I don't know, it's just so nice. Like casting Fatal Bonds, just something about it. It really gets me going, you know? I wake up in the morning, nice cup of Fatal Bonds, and just, it's great, but I don't know, kind of same mentality of like Oracle, which is, I don't know, just pick Oracle if you want to heal. If you want some team fight, I don't know, pick Phoenix. It's like a really long cooldown. Golems are a really long cooldown. I think they should buff it a little bit. Like, I know this isn't the ability specific portion of the video, but I really do believe they should buff Golems by at least like a 20-second cooldown. I mean, come on, what are they, like 180 or something like that? It's like Black Hole, but it's not as good as Black Hole. And yeah, they can farm and they do a lot of damage and they're annoying, but I mean, come on, it's just too long. It's just too long. Coming up number 4, we have NECROPHOS. Does anyone play this hero? Guys, comment down below if you play Necro, and I'll actually ban you from the YouTube channel, because I don't know, you really shouldn't pick this hero. It's one of those heroes, once again, why? Just why? Even the last hero on this list, I'm going to say that I think should be buffed a little bit, is actually viable and should always be picked, and that's Viper. Now, Necro, just to focus on him for a little bit, I don't know, it just buff the Q a bit, okay? Make it good at level 1 so you're an actual lane dominator. It's really hard to sustain, you know, because of the mana cost. So make the Q a little bit less mana, right? Just do that for me, Valve. And then on top of that, make Heartstopper a decent ability! Why is it so bad? Why is Heartstopper so bad? Why is it so bad? Ever since they nerfed it to like magical damage, I feel like it's been the worst spell in Dota. Just make it useful. What is the point of picking Necro if you can't build tank items and rot people? It's so bad. And last but not least on the list, we have Viper. Yeah, Viper's actually semi-viable. I will be honest on that. He has some good matchups like, you know, Spectre and Monkey King, and it's alright against Ursa and Bristle. You know, so there's that. And this year was picked, I think he was picked in the major as an offlaner a few times. So it's not terrible. I just think the hero needs a bit of a buff. And really, I wouldn't even mind if they go with like this concept of if they nerf the Nether Toxin and then buff the Q and the E and go back to the old Viper. I think that would be cool. I think that'd be cool. You know, people don't really play Viper around a corrosive skin anymore. So a little buff to corrosive skin, a little nerf to Nether Toxin, a little buff to the ultimate as well. Just kind of meh. I don't know, make Viper Strike AoE. There you go. Yes. All right, now let's move on to the 5 spells in specific that I think should be buffed. Coming in at number 1 is Acid Spray. This spell currently only reduces armor by 4. It instantly does damage 20 per second and can completely zone people off an entire creep wave on like a 23-second cooldown. It's just not good enough. What I think they should do is double, actually no, they should quadruple the radius of Acid Spray, make it do 100 damage per second, and reduce armor by 1800. And I think that would actually put Acid Spray in a much more reasonable position where it would actually be a viable spell, because Alk just isn't good enough. Coming in at number 2, we have Empower. That is Magnus's buff spell, and I'll stop with the memes after this one, I promise. I'll stop with the memes, but there's never been a single meta ever based around Empower, and that's kind of weird to me. It seems like that could be a thing, you know, Empower being a strong spell. But nah, it's just not good right now, considering it only doubles on Magnus. But who wants to build right-click Magnus? It's just so underwhelming, I don't know. It's so hard to right-click people. Like, you don't have a stunner as slow, and it's like, but speed, shockwave is a slow, and skewer is a slow, and you have a reverse polarity, but I swear you cannot right-click people. Even with 2 slows and a stun, Magnus cannot hit anybody. Maybe I'm just bad at Magnus, but I don't know. But in all reality, I actually do think Magnus should be buffed, just not Empowered. Just don't make it Empower. What they should buff instead is buff Shockwave and Skewer. I think they should buff both of these abilities and return this hero to being some sort of a roamer, you know, with a good teamfight spell. For a while it was a position 4 and people would build it around Empower. I don't really want Magnus to be an Empower hero forever. Make some way, Val needs to find some way to make the nukes viable, right? Make it where Magnus can be one of those type of heroes. I don't think they want it to be that way, but I don't know, I think it could be good. Next up on the list is Assassinate. That is Sniper's ultimate. Just falls off really fast. Takes forever to channel it. It's like by the time you finish channeling Assassinate in a Dota 2 match, the sun's already blown up. There's been 8 world wars, and the Suez Canal has been unblocked. Actually, I think that happened already. But yeah, it's just lower the cast time, and it's like, but there's an axe for that speed. I don't want to buy axe. Why do you want an axe? I'm not a support. Stop making Sniper a support. I don't want it to be a support. Just make Sniper good again. All right, make him great again. So I guess my recommendation for Assassinate is, yeah, lower the cast point, up the damage by 50 per level. So 50, 100, 150 extra. Something like that, all right? Just make it a good spell. Next up on the list is Chrono. And I know, no, it's not a joke. Okay, I know I said Empower and Acid Spray. I know. But Chrono, as much as I hated the Faceless Void meta, it is just so bad. It's just so bad. I feel like they nerfed everything about this hero, and Chrono is literally an 800-second cooldown. I think it's actually 180, but it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes. A late game Dota game is like 40 minutes. What is 40 divided by 3? It's like 13, right? 13 Chronos. You can cast 13 Chronos in a game, which actually, you know, if you think about it, assuming that's assuming you're casting it off cooldown, it's probably more like 8, if you're lucky. But the thing is, I don't know, it just feels so bad in the early game, right? Because that's when you want to use it consistently to set up kills. But if you use it, then you have to jungle, but you don't jungle fast. It's like, I don't know, what does this hero do good anymore? It seems like nothing. Just make Chrono okay. And last but not least is Lina. I actually don't want this hero really to return as a support. I think it would be very close. She becomes like an offlaner slash mid laner where people max Fury Soul. So I think it could be cool instead of buffing up the stun again, where it was like, it used to be a 7-second cooldown on the stun. Now it's 10. Instead, what I think they could do is they could buff up the Fury Soul, make it where Lina gets more attack speed, more movement speed, and make her like a right clicker. And this might seem dangerous because it's like, oh, but if you go right click Lina, you can just get jumped. And that's true. That's always the problem with Lina though. But I kind of like the idea of all-inning on like being this glass cannon hero with max out Fury Soul. I think it's like relatively legit. And I would love to see Valve consider that. But right. What I want you guys to do in the comments is leave below what you think needs to get buffed. Your favorite hero, do you think it should be buffed or not? Like Nature's Prophet, yeah. Treants should do triple damage, and that's what they should do, and remove teleport cooldown. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, click the GameLeap website link down below to go get better at Dota, because I know you're not good enough yet. Come on, you can't even break 4K. Go sign up to GameLeap. I'll help you get there. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.